Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Brian Morgan, Director at Student Life at First Presbyterian Church, and just going on a little one-wheel stroll this morning. I think it's fantastic. A little toy that I bought for myself recently, and so I go around Lake Hollingsworth and just in the morning every once in a while, and just trying to spend some time praying and thinking, just prepping for my day. And what I was thinking about this morning as I was going around the lake was this word incarnate. Not a familiar word, not a word that we use very often, but it essentially means to walk in somebody else's shoes. And so in, and then carnate, the root word carns is a Latin root word which just means flesh. So trying to figure out what is it like to be in somebody else's flesh. And I was just thinking about how unskilled I am at this. And the reason why I say that is because I work with teenagers. I love teenagers. I want to see them thrive in life. I just like figuring out kind of what it's like to be them and how to reach them and communicate effectively to them. And so, like I said, I do care about teenagers a bunch, but I was just recently very unloving towards them. And I say that because recently our president is banning a social media platform called TikTok. And so I'm not a big social media person necessarily, and so it wasn't that big a deal to me. I'm not even on TikTok. I'm not cool enough, or I don't know how to make cool enough videos. But anyway, so when I saw that, I ended up stumbling across some videos of some teenagers that were just losing their minds. I mean, they were going crazy, crying hysterically over this. And at first, I was kind of making fun of it in my head and just being critical and just thinking, what is the big deal? Like, you're making a big deal over nothing. Well, it's not a big deal to a 37-year-old, with a wife and two kids and two jobs and everything. I mean, it's not that big deal to me. But what is it like for a 13, 14, 15, 16, 17-year-old to lose something that is a source of entertainment and laughter and a way to connect with people in a way? And so, and I know, the reasons why it's being banned and all that stuff. I'm not necessarily getting into that right now, but I'm just saying the idea of losing something that you deem significant. And so, I just didn't do a good job of incarnating, of just thinking through what is it like to be a teenager and to have that kind of loss, especially for those people who are on TikTok that they make their livelihood like that. I mean, they get paid by advertisements and things like that, and so it's actually a source of income for them. And I just wasn't sensitive to that at all. And so first, just want to apologize and just say I'm sorry for not thinking through and trying to empathize with teenagers, and just ask for your forgiveness. And also just would say that one of the ideas, if you hear me say this at all and think, man, that's kind, like he's thinking through what it's like to be a teenager and not being sensitive to what you guys are experiencing in this loss. The person that I think is the greatest, which is Jesus, he was phenomenal incarnate. I mean, he comes down from being worshipped in everything in heaven and comes down to the earth and incarnates with us, literally putting on flesh with us. And so he knows what it's like to be us. He suffered loss. He suffered isolation socially at times, and so he's somebody that during this time, if you're a teenager, if you're kind of struggling and trying to work your way through some things in life, whether it is one of the things being lost to social media, the platform TikTok, or just anything else in your life, you have somebody in Jesus that is great at incarnating, great at knowing what it's like to be you, and has suffered all things, right? And then in the book of James, it talks about mourning with those who mourn. And so he mourns with you to a degree over this or anything else that's going on in your life, and that's something I want to be better at doing too. Just when somebody's experiencing sadness, whether I think it's legitimate or not, it doesn't matter. The person's experiencing sadness. And so I can mourn with that person and be kind and be more Christ-like in doing that. And so that's what I'm going to attempt to do, and again, just try to be more thoughtful. And again, would you forgive me for not doing a good job of incarnating and empathizing with the loss and everything else right now. And so yeah, so I hope you guys are off to a great start to your week, and just my thoughts for this morning. And as my good friend Ed Diaz says, give him heaven. All right, love you guys.